All right, so let's play the hypothetical game. Let's say Tony Khan did buy the WWF. How would it go? What would it mean for all elite wrestling? See, all these fanboys are saying, oh, that would be a win for Tony Khan, right? Look, you better hope he don't buy the WWF, because if he buys it, that would be the official death of all elite wrestling. He will close it down. I hope you know that. You cannot run two multi-billion-dollar wrestling companies at the same time. It's not going to happen. But the fact of the matter is, think about this logic. Why the hell would he buy a wrestling company that's obviously more famous, more bigger than his current company? That means he would have no choice but to close up all elite wrestling. But you idiots do not talk about that. I guarantee it, he will have to close down all elite wrestling. It will either be closed down or he will take it for granted. He cannot, I repeat, cannot run both brands. That's impossible, literally impossible. But let's say he did buy it. Look, that will be the death of all elite wrestling. I feel like he has a hard time running that company by himself. So let that sink in for just a second. But yeah, that will be the death of all elite wrestling, because there will be no point of keeping it around, right? When it comes to the WWF, they make more money, they are more famous, they are more mainstream, they have produced some of the biggest stars of all time. Everybody knows about the WWF, so what would be the point of keeping all elite wrestling around? Bruh, why the hell would you buy a company that you clearly know is the better company? To me, that should mean Tony Khan is kinda a traitor, right? He is a goddamn traitor by that logic. So he wants to run a company that's obviously better than his current company, dog. See, it was different with WCW, right? They had no choice but to have Vince buy that company. That was their last stand. They had no choice. Obviously, the WWF was way bigger. They had more money. They was in business. They were not for sale, and they were closing down shop. So that made sense for Vince to buy that company. Last time I checked, the WWF is still around. It's still going strong. It still gets more ratings than all elite wrestling combined weekly. So why would Tony Khan buy it? Think about that. Think about that for just a second. You clearly know that that company is way better than your current company. It makes more money. So what are you doing with all elite wrestling if you were to keep it around? If anything, you would have to treat that like the new NXT, right? Seriously, he would have to treat all elite wrestling like it's I don't know, like it's a poor man's ECW. Seriously, that's what all elite wrestling would have to turn into. It would have to be the new ECW. There's no way he can keep that afloat. Like, no, dog, it don't work that way. The WWF is a billion-dollar company, multi-billions of dollars. They make more money. They are a public traded company. You cannot run all elite wrestling and the WWF. That's impossible. It will never happen. But I'm just here to warn you. You better hope he don't buy it. Even though he's not. But as I say, he did buy it. Yes. You gotta pack up shop. I'm sorry. There's no point of keeping all elite wrestling around. It would have to fold. So you gotta think about that logic. That logic would make no sense. Okay, I'm trying to build up my current company to the level of a WWF. Okay, why would I buy my competition when I know that my competition is better than my current company? That means I gotta close up shop. So this is the opposite effect, right? This is a total opposite of Vince when he bought WCW. This will be the total opposite. Buying a better product, bro, that makes All Elite Wrestling look very, very bad. This is not the same thing as him buying ROH. ROH is on its deathbed. The WWF is still going strong. It's the better company. It makes more money. So by that logic, what would be his mindset? What would be his goal? Right? Dynamite averages what? Maybe $900K per week. So there's nothing to brag about. You are trying to buy a company that's better than yours? That makes no sense. Like, I've never in my life seen it before. Ever. So no, this would be a huge L for All Elite Wrestling. A huge L. He would have to close it up. He would have to fold it and just focus his attention on the WWF, dog. He would have to fold it. There will be no point. He would have to just close up shop, right? Dude, this will be the equivalent of, if I can't beat him, I gotta join them. This will be like Kevin Durant going to the Warriors. If you can't beat him, join him. Because at this point in time, All Elite Wrestling is not better. So why the hell would he try to buy a company that's clearly better? But it's not the same thing as WCW being bought out, because the reason that Vince wants to sell is because he wants more money, but there's a huge catch. If you buy it, things won't change. He's still going to be in charge. That's the stipulation. He's not going to just sell it and just go away. No. People who still work there will still work there. He just want to sell it to make more money. That's it. This is nothing more than a money grab. But there's one catch. He still has to be in charge, so this is a huge money grab. So don't get it twisted. Let me say it again. This is nothing more than a money grab. If you buy it, Vince McMahon will not put you in charge. That's the stipulation. You know why? Because he doesn't have to sell it. But he says, hey, if you want to buy it, you got to pay me tons of money, but I still want my same job. I still want to be in charge. If that's not your price, then I'm not going to let you buy it. You know what I'm saying? See, y'all think Vince gonna let people buy it and he's gonna retire. No. If you buy it, he's not gonna run off to the goddamn sunset. No. Because he doesn't have to sell it. But if you want to buy it, he will try to, take your offer into consideration, but he don't have to do it. See, when it comes to the WWF, they are not broke. They are not struggling. So he doesn't have to sell it if he doesn't want to. WCW had to sell because they were becoming trash, and TNT and AOL did not want them because they were making trash TV. So, and their ratings were going down and down and down. So they were kind of damaged goods. They were not strong anymore. So that was different. They had to sell. WWF don't gotta sell nothing if they don't want to. That's the difference. They are selling because they want more money, but Vince will still be in charge. That's the catch that nobody wants to talk about. But yeah, if Tony Khan was dumb enough to do this, yes, that will be the death of all elite wrestling. Because what will be the point of keeping that company around? Like, wow, I've never in my life seen something like that before, ever, right? Where it's like, bro, you know the WWF is better, it makes more money. To me, this would be a sellout move for Tony Khan. If he did it, this would be a huge sellout move for him. Sellout. So all these years, you was a fanboy of the WWF. You wanna try to buy it? See, y'all gotta take into consideration. He's trying to buy a company that's better than his current company. That means he is a quitter. He wants a piece of a brand that clearly makes more money than his current brand. He will be dubbed as a traitor. You want a piece of that WWF pie? Because you know that's a money-making company, and yours is not. So you want a piece of that WWF pie, because you know that's the better product. They make more money. They are mainstream. All elite wrestling is not mainstream. I'm telling you, look, he will have to close up shop. You can't run both those companies at the same time. Okay, what's the weaker brand that nobody cares about? It's all elite wrestling. Which brand gets lower ratings? It's all elite wrestling. So what's the point of keeping that around? He will have to focus all his attention on building up the WWF. You cannot run both those brands at the same time. It don't work that way, bro. It does not work that way. Nope. He will have to make a choice. And that choice is going to be the WWF. But let's say he did take over. Yes, that would be the death. Because here's why. He would make Roman Reigns the All Elite Wrestling World Champion. He would have him beat Max. Let's talk about Drew McIntyre. He would have Drew McIntyre squash Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. He would have Charlotte Flair beat Jamie Hayter. Or, look, he would have Charlotte Flair beat Jade Cargill for that title. Let's just say if he was to merge both companies, yeah, he would solely put over all of the WWF guys, because you know why? They draw more money. They are bigger names, so that's good business. Listen, why wouldn't you book Roman Reigns to beat MJF for the world title? That's what Tony Khan would do. Without hesitation. He wouldn't even think about it twice. He would book Roman Reigns versus Max at a top-notch pay-per-view, and guess what? He would have Roman Reigns take that belt away from Max. So, all right, if you are a fanboy of All Elite Wrestling, that's your future. Obviously, he would put over all the top names in the WWF. You know why? Because they make more money. They are bigger names. Dog, he's doing it now. It's like, do you see how well he treats Samoa Joe? See what I'm saying? Listen, he made Chris Jericho a Ring of Honor World Champion. He made Cesaro a Ring of Honor World Champion multiple times. So obviously, he wants big names for the WWF to be his champions, to carry these titles. Just imagine if he was to partner up with the WWF roster. Right now, dude, he would have, he would have Ricochet beat Orange Cassidy for that title that he currently has. That's what I mean. he would definitely put over all of the top names. Let's see. He would have Gunther beat Wardlow. So, all right, if that's what you want, let's do it then. If you want Khan to buy the WWF, okay, that's your future. He will make sure guys on Raw, SmackDown will beat all other guys in All Elite Wrestling. You know why? Because he's doing it now. He's doing it now. See what I'm saying? Just imagine if he had a piece of it. Dog, he would have the Usos beat Max Caster and Bowens without hesitation. Is that what you want? He would have Seth Rollins beat Kenny Omega. Is that what you want? Right? Listen, all I'm saying is, if he was to buy the WWF, it would be the death of All Elite Wrestling. Nobody would care about it. Because there would be no reason to push that product when you own a better product that makes billions of dollars every year. Why would he pour all his energy into All Elite Wrestling, which is kinda a goddamn money pit? Let's be honest. That brand is a money pit compared to the WWF. They make way more money. So of course he would focus all his energy on Raw and freaking SmackDown. That's what I mean. So if Khan was to buy it, I'm telling you, it will be the death of pro wrestling. All right, I'm done.